Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how do I know I have quantum leaped identities and realities? I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video today. This question comes up a lot. How do I know I have shifted identities? I have shifted realities. In this case, this client was saying, how do I know it when I have quantum leaped into my new reality? I want a quantum leap. And I just want to say, guys, I want to start with this idea that remember, every moment you're shifting realities. And it's not just we're not talking about partial change. Any change is a total change. It's a new identity. It's a new reality. Entirely. It's a quantum leap. Even if it looks like a lot like the reality that you believe you were just in, it's an entirely new reality. It's only your assumptions, your beliefs that are keeping it similar or keeping you perceiving something that looks very much like the reality before. You get to decide. So how do you know? You say so. You know because your reality. How do I know I change realities? How do I know I occupy my new reality? Because you say so. Because you are source. Because your experience of reality is reality. And you are the one and only creator of your experience. No one can come in and create your experience for you. No one can get in there and affect your experience of reality, although we allow that illusion to take place. Right? Because you're shifting and changing realities and identities at every moment. That's how you know. Conditions don't create or determine your experience. Your experience creates and shapes the conditions. Your experience creates and shapes the conditions. You determine what those conditions are and what they mean. That's powerful. Let's continue with this. Nothing exists apart from your perceiving and experience of it. That's the experience of ultimate reality. That shifting into realities is an experience. It's a perceptual experience from within you, right? You as all that is, experiencing yourself or self from infinite perspectives, infinite vantage points, infinite viewpoints. All that is, knowing itself is all that is. From infinite vantage points, right? That physical 3D reality, those appearances are and is an illusion, and that they are not what they seem to be. That's what we mean by illusion. That question came up. It just means they're not what they appear to be. So you're looking out there at the illusion, things that aren't what they appear to be, to see if there's proof that you've changed or proof that you've moved to a new reality. You are the only proof. It's your perceiving and experiencing of all conditions that creates and manifests your reality. Period. Right? And when you respond, interact with, see and perceive those things, in other words, thoughts, feelings, people, events, and circumstances, as you would like them to be, versus how they appear to be, then you know you have shifted. How you react to them, how you respond, how you interact with them is the proof, and the only proof that you've shifted. That's powerful. Let's continue this. The proof that you have shifted and changed is not determined by whether the appearances have changed, but rather that by your experience of them, because experience is reality. It's the only reality. Remember, you have ultimate reality that doesn't change. That absolute isness that you are, that absolute awareness, that unconditional awareness. But your experience of that is determined by you, not the conditions. You responding, interacting, and perceiving the conditions from your preferred identity, from your preferred reality. Right? Appearances are illusion with the idea that they're not as they seem to be. So why are you looking out there to measure whether you've moved or not? Right? This is why Jesus said in John 19:11, you would have no authority over me, I am, unless it had been given from above. That I am awareness. There's no power there in those conditions. Your experience changes the conditions. that you are experiencing, right? Your experience, you experience changes, your experience changes the conditions you are experiencing. Do you hear it? Your experience changes the conditions that you are experiencing. You're all of it. That's powerful. The reality mirror, as all the spiritual greats have talked about this, right? All the coaches, they all talk about this. The reality mirror can't smile until you do. Remember, 3D reality is a reflection from within you. But make whether it smiles or not irrelevant, because smiling, or in other words, being the preferred identity or reality that you want to occupy, is your preference anyway. Do you see it? So they do say this idea that the reality mirror, reality, or the world, can't smile until you do. But make that irrelevant, whether it smiles or not, irrelevant, because smiling, or in other words, you being that preferred identity, you seeing reality as the way you want to see it, you seeing others as the way you want to see them, is your preference anyway. So stop making it conditional. I'll smile if they do, right? So how do you know? Because you said so. Your reality. You're the absolute authority and power. I am that because you're smiling no matter what. That's how you know. Because conditions and appearances are not reality. You are. Because manifesting and shifting realities is second nature. It's natural. That's how you know, right? So remember in Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh, it is your second nature to choose to express your first nature, your true nature, consciously. What's your first nature? Your I am awareness. That awareness of being. I am that I am. Your second nature is expressing that, right? By determining your experience of reality. That's what's real, I amness, right? Unconditional, it never changes. You have your thoughts and feelings, and you have your physical conditions and the appearances, but those are all temporary appearances within that awareness. They're not as they seem, right? Images, perceptions, and sensations that have no meaning other than the experience of them, other than your experience of them. All of them have no meaning other than your experience of them. And you are the one and only source of your experience. Wow. Very powerful today. So this is what Bashar says. Learning to shift or manifest or create, whatever you want to call it, is not something you have to do. You do it automatically by your own second nature. There it is again, second nature. It's second nature to shift realities. What's your first nature? Your I am awareness, the unchangeable reality, the unchangeable awareness that you are. Everything takes place within that second nature, right? Within that first nature. And it's second nature to shift, to experience it. Right? Whether you are imagining, assuming, and affirming what you desire or not, it's your second nature. Whether you're consciously deciding, this is my reality, I know I have shifted, I'm going to see things the way I want to see them, or not, you're shifting. It's natural, right? Your I amness to shift. This is the nature of how reality works. This is what Bashar says. In other words, it's the second nature of how reality works. In other words, how you experience reality. He goes on to say, this is the nature of how change exists, movement in space and time. That's what he means. That's what change is. It's movement in space and time. It's you experience change in the changeless reality is that illusion of movement in space and time. That's what Bashar's talking about. It's natural. It's second nature. Very powerful today. You know you have shifted because you're persisting in your imagined and assumed reality. That's how you know. It's not persisting with effort. It's smiling because that's your preferred reality. It's looking at things the way you want to see them because that's your preference. It's seeing yourself in the ideal and others in their ideal because that's your preference anyway. Right? That's what we mean by persisting in your imagined assumed reality. Not to get something, because that's your preferred reality anyway. That's what persistence means. Right? To persist is to shift. And you're always persisting in and shifting to something. Why not make it be the reality that you prefer anyway, whether there's change out there or not? Right? But then the paradox is, it does change into what you want because you are what you want. Right? So pushing against conditions, inner thoughts, feelings, and outer people, events, and circumstances, it just makes no sense. These are temporary appearances as you move through frames in parallel realities. You're always moving through those frames. We've shown this before in other videos. Every frame movement is a new reality and identity. There you are. Remember, we have this solid experience, but it's not a solid experience. It's always changing. You're always changing, and the frame's always changing. Right? Every frame or movement is a new identity and reality. Remember, we represent the blue frame as the present moment, as the current reality. But you're completely new, and a new identity and new reality in every moment, but it has the illusion of solidity and continuity. You see it? That's the illusion. That current frame seems very real and continuous. Right? Shifting realities means shifting frames, which creates the illusion of movement and change through time and space. But you're always here and now. You don't go anywhere. There's nowhere to go, right? So that past frame, consider the past frame in black, also dotted, because even that's changing as you change who you are in the present moment, in the present frame. It changes who you were and who you will be in the future frame. Do you see it? The violet's the future frame. So here's and we thread together these experiences, these stories of who we are. And we create a lifeline or a film roll or a script of who we are. But that frame right there, that blue frame, is completely new in every moment. We're the ones that create the solidity, the continuity, the story around it. But you can create anything. And as you change, as you move realities, that's why they call it parallel realities. But remember, it's all here and now. It's all superimposed one over another, so you're not really moving anywhere. But it gives you that sense of movement, right? As you remember, this is the future, this is the past, this is your current frame. As you move, that's why it appears to not be changing, but you're changing. You're new in every moment. New future and new past. It's not this past, it's a new past. It's not this past, it's a new past. It's not that future, it's a new future. It's changing in every moment based on who you are. Wow, that's powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. The key to know you have shifted. What's the key? This is what Bashar says. He gives us the key right here. I have changed. This is what he says. I'm quoting Bashar here. I have changed, and he uses the word test, but really we're talking about proof. You want proof that you've changed, right? I have changed, but I'm not seeing a change in my outer reality there. Oh yeah, therefore, I have changed, but I'm not seeing a change in my outer reality. Therefore, something must be wrong. We all go through this, right? Something must be wrong. That's the test, or in other words, that's the proof. The proof is not whether the outside reality has changed to reflect the change you say you've made. The test or the proof is whether you respond to the outside reality differently. Are you seeing it differently, right, than you did before? Even if it still looks the same. Remember, it does look the same, but it's entirely new, as we just showed you, right? Even if it looks the same, right? That's what tells you that you've changed. You tell yourself that you've changed because you're looking at it differently. You're looking through that new reality, that new identity. Right? Know you have changed by persisting in your new identity and reality, because that's your choice. That's your preference anyway. Not as a condition for the outside world to change, but as a choice and a preference of who you are now. That's powerful. That's how to know you have quantum leaped to realities and identities. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, don't forget the end of this month, well, just in 2 weeks, I guess, or a week, or whatever it is, on Sunday, December 30th, 2023 at 9 a.m. in the morning, we have our 9th live event right here. We're going to have these in the studios here at Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Stay tuned. This is on the membership channel, so if you're a member, tune in. If you're not, you can check out the link below. Guys, it's going to be big. It's going to be fun. Keep sending your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Also, we're going on the road tonight to Boston. So I'm going to be broadcasting from Boston, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our channel. Thank you for commenting and sharing the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/ Be Something Wonderful, for being with us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, on TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for just being with us every day. Creatives with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude. This is Tom in the studios here of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Until next time, we'll see you in Boston. See you soon.